Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How's your day going?
Everything going okay?
Good. Good, 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 good. Awesome. Well, look, I am super excited about this. I know we talked about it for like a week and so I mean we've been trying to do this like for a while, but I'm
Okay.
super excited. So I definitely wanted to just kind of start with introductions for those of us who do join us or watch this later, and so that they can kind of just know who we both are. And then we're just gonna dive into it. We're gonna dive into it, get straight to the nitty gritty of it. And I'm super excited and totally appreciate you for your time today, and getting with me on this. So, my name is Leah Jones. For those of you who follow me or are new to following me, I am a senior loan advisor here in Florida. And so I cover all of Florida. I also cover Texas as well. So we do help people obviously get into a home. So there's a lot more to that, but that's just the easiest way to put that. And then I do have with me the great Chandler Strong, which is, I'm so excited to have him, and talk about a lot of the things that he's doing out in the community. So he is a community leader and he does run the Chandler Strong Show, which he is the host of. And some great, great people have been on there in our community and talking about just various different topics. So, look, I'll just start off strong, man. Tell me who you are. Who's Chandler? What's your story?
Well, I'm Chandler Strong, 36 years old from Panama City, Florida. I consider myself a blueprint of a changed life and just trying to teach the next generation everything I've learned late. Like ever since 2000, I want to say myself and my uncle Alvin Peters, we looked at like how so many fathers have been lost to the system, and those fathers they leave their sons out here. So we just tried to fill a void that need to be filled in so many communities, and just trying to keep the next generation from going to prison and messing up their life. Generational curse breaker.
Hmm. Hmm. That's amazing. It's definitely a hard thing to do to have been in a situation and then be able to be put in a place where positive things are happening and then staying on that positive path, right? And so I definitely commend you for that. I know you have a family yourself, and so I know that that is something I'm sure every day it's like, keeping on that path, keeping your kids there, and then being able to not only do that for your own family, but then as a community from what I see
Yeah.
being able to do that and just it's just amazing. And so that's why I thought this was so important for people to really hear your story, really hear what you're doing out in the community and the impact that you're making, because I think it's absolutely amazing. And obviously I've been following it for the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just I'm just so proud of what you're doing. And I definitely hope that it continues and more people to continue to do just like it may not be the same exact road, but similar things that you're doing. So thank you for being so amazing and just being super honest about your own story. So tell me, what is your mission in the community, and how has your past possibly impacted that mission? That mission.
I want to say like a lot of people look down on people that made mistakes in their life.
Mhm.
And I'm a returning citizen. I just voted like yesterday. All my life, it took 36 years. I just voted for the first time in my life.
Oh wow!
So
Congratulations.
I tried to like growing up. I came up in the streets, living that life, and
Mhm.
ended up going to prison and doing my time. I did it the right way. Like a lot of kids out here don't know what really goes on when they make decisions. So like taking all of that and learning everything that I went through, I just bring it back and just talk to these kids, pour into these kids, because
Mhm.
my teacher always told me that the best teacher is experience. And a lot of kids, if you can't tell them about something you ain't really been through, now they can't relate to a lot of people. So I just came back home, teaming up with my uncle Alvin Peters, and with the group mentorships. Like a lot of people don't know, I don't even get paid for this.
Mhm.
It's a passion that I have, and that attorney Alvin Peters and Cecile Schoon have. A lot of people don't understand that they do so much for the community.
Mhm.
Like it's a lot of people in the community, they just talk about it, but these people really about it. And no matter what you do in life, you have to be surrounded by amazing people in order to do something phenomenal.
Yeah.
And like what really leads me to do this is like 2016, I got robbed, shot, bullet missing my spine by 2 inches. I died
Oh
during
wow.
surgery, but I miraculously came back.
Wow.
And it was laying in that hospital bed like I'm supposed to be paralyzed right now. I'm supposed to be dead. But
Mm,
I laid in that bed and I told God, I say, God, if you get me through this, I'll never sell drugs again. I just go all
mm,
across the world telling kids what you did for me and how you got me through it, and just take this to a whole change a different route because I seen what the
mm,
street life got me. It didn't get me nowhere. It didn't like the streets is temporary. Like you're never gonna get longevity being in the streets. So I
mm,
had to take that and do something different. Like I never had nobody that teach me about credit as a kid. I never had nobody say, "Hey, let me what you want to do? I'm gonna help you start your LLC, so you won't even have to see the streets." I never had nobody tell me about loans, well, tell me how to leverage credit at a young age. So I said, you know what? Why don't we
mm.
just tell it to these kids, and at least no kids following us is going to prison. So that's why I do a lot that I do.
Absolutely. Man, you just touched on some deep points right there. Hey, Deanna. And I think that that's so important as parents, because I'm also a parent of three young ones, all under 5. And, sometimes I think it's easy to do what maybe we are surrounded by in our environment, right? And not all of us are lucky enough to be able to. Some people are like, oh, just leave. But sometimes you're just not lucky enough to leave, right? You're not always lucky enough to leave that environment. And so to be able to take your experience and mold it and say, I'm not going to have that for my kids. And I'm going to make sure not only my kids, but the other youth, every youth that I can reach out to and impact, I'm going to do that and teach them. And I love that you're talking that obviously whatever this. So I love that you talk about credit, but yeah, I love that you're giving them more than just stay out the streets. You're giving them. Let's talk about financial literacy. Let's talk about jobs. Let's talk about labor. I'm sure you're having those conversations. It's not always
Yeah.
maybe college isn't for you. Maybe you want to go to the NFL, right? And that's a great dream. But what other things do you want to do? Let's talk about money. Let's talk about budgeting because it's never too early to get them ready for those kind of conversations. And that's real life. And I think that's so amazing that you're having that conversation so early with these kids.
And a lot of people like we're also added because I was telling Alvin the other day like I really want to advocate. I really want to advocate for fathers too because fathers are looked at, especially the black man. Fathers are looked down upon, and they feel like fathers can't really get the job. But you do have some amazing fathers out here if they
Mhm,
get that opportunity, and the resources are not like it is for mothers for
mhm,
fathers. It's like a lot of people don't really want to help the fathers the same way as they help the mother. I feel like it shouldn't be no whether you're a father there because there's so many fathers that save their kids and put them in a good environment. And
mhm,
I really want to because co-parenting is like that's what's robbing our communities and like
mhm,
teaching a lot of these parents that don't know how to co-parent, like teaching them really how to co-parent because I grew up without a father, but
mhm,
I didn't really know the whole scenario. I told myself when I grew up, I never turn my back on my kids. I ended up going
mhm,
back, finding out why he wasn't there, but I still love him today, and I don't hold no grudge against him. A lot of kids hold
mhm,
grudge against their father because they really don't know what happened. So I showed them the whole scenario. So advocating for
mhm.
fathers, that's something that's really needed in our communities too.
Yeah,
And so I just want to just fill that void and encourage some other fathers to step up because we do have a man problem in America and we need more men to step up.
mhm.
If we can be in prison and eat goulashes together, we should be able to come home and start businesses together and govern our communities together.
Yeah. No, you have definitely a really great point. And I know you had mentioned to me when we were talking, making fatherhood great again, which I think is an amazing,
Yes.
just kind of a quick like slogan, but it really resonates with what your goal is and being able to kind of bring that back to life. And so I love that not only are you trying to advocate for the youth side of things, but also for the dads, because I agree with you. I also grew up in a household where for a short time I didn't have my dad and then my stepdad came into place. So it does impact you. It impacts whether you're a male or female child. It impacts you not having a parent in that household. And I think being able to have someone like yourself who's had the experience you have with that is amazing. So, what kind of challenges are you seeing though when it
Okay.
comes to fathers right
The
now?
biggest the biggest challenge that I'm seeing, okay, I'm gonna just give you a scenario. Say you
Mhm,
get a father that come home from doing a 10-year sentence. Most
mhm,
guys when they're in prison, they don't really apply themselves while they're locked up. Like, 10 years, just imagine 10 years. If a guy sitting in prison saying, you know what, I'm gonna study. Like federal prison is different than state prison. In federal prison, you have more opportunities. In
mhm,
state prison, a lot of these guys, they're just working out and just coming up with whatever type of plan they're gonna come up when they come, but they don't put down a strategy because it's designed to for them to be like the system is against them. So that say you have that same guy get out. All he did was work out and talk about what he gonna get when he get out. When he come home, he got his record. Now it's hard for him to get a job. And you know what happened when a man can't get a job or a man can't eat? They're frustrated. And
mhm,
80% of those guys are going to go back to the streets and probably, not probably, they're going to end up getting told on or getting set up and then going back to the prison. And then now you just did 10. Now you have, once you did those 10, and in the state of Florida, if you go to prison and commit a violent crime within 3 years of being locked up, they enhance you.
mhm,
So if that guy just got out and he ain't been out 90 days,
mhm,
he don't just got these charges, he also has enhancements too. So now you put him
mhm.
down 10 years, you possibly looking at 20 years. So and most of these guys are dealing with mental health issues because
Mhm.
when you're in prison, you're around a whole lot of miserable people, dudes with 20, 30, 40 years, 50, 60 years. A lot of
Yeah.
them with life sentences ain't never even coming home. So the mental health plus he can't won't nobody hire him. He go back to the streets and then now they're not in their kid's life. And then
Mhm.
that's what's going on with the fathers. And this is the generational curse. If they dad did this, then they're
Yeah.
gonna try to follow in their dad's footsteps and do the same thing their dad did.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of things do you think could help in our community, and specifically speaking about the dads now, that could really help your mission in making fatherhood great again?
Well, I feel like if you're a mother and a grandmother out there and you have a grandchild that their father is not in their life, whether he's free or whether he's in the system, that kid need as many mentors as
Mhm,
they need. And we need parents to just be parents and put their pride to the side because at the end of the day, the kids are losing. It's not about the adults. It's supposed to be
mhm,
about the parents. Like and one of our biggest things that we're seeing, like, say you got a father, he's got a new girlfriend, so his baby mother, she already had a boyfriend, so she feel like he can't have no. She can have somebody, but she feel like he can't have nobody, so she gonna make his life
yeah.
a living heck. And then now, what you're seeing is the kids see mom don't mess with dad, so they beefing. So now you create a whole dysfunction. We need parents to really be parents and be more active in their kids' life. Like
Mhm,
if you're a father out there and you have kids, no matter what you got to go through, stay in your kids' life because all they're gonna remember is dad gave up, his mom gave up, and we need
mhm,
people in community to like we gossip so much about everything. I
mhm,
think if we gossip about voting and helping each other, like our communities will we need to really stop hating each other because we're holding ourselves back in our communities. You have so
yeah.
many. I'm gonna go and put it out there. You have so many amazing organizations. Like I ain't gonna lie, when I first started off doing this, Alvin Peters told me, say, Chandler, you got to build trust. And over the years we build trust. But you got a lot of organizations out there that they're great organizations. They have people that work in them that never been in trouble, don't have
Mhm,
no experience with poverty. So
mhm,
they're in these positions and they try to keep people like myself and other people from either getting in it, and then they make it a whole competition and like say, okay, say somebody got a felony record. They feel like they'll keep them boxed out because that person did that, but they'll keep you boxed out when you really can help their mission and y'all can help each other mission.
mhm,
But those communities, especially smaller communities, they keep certain individuals boxed out because of
mhm,
they feel like since they don't have no record, they're better than these individuals like that. I don't understand it, but that's the big stigma that's holding a lot of our community because they have the
mhm,
resources. Like you got a lot of organizations. they're getting the resources. Then you have some organizations, they're not even getting the resource. They're just doing it from their passion.
Mm.
And the organization that has the resources, they're getting all the credit for it. When the people that's not even getting the resources, they're not even getting the credit, but they have the passion, and those people they need a lot of help too, because you have some amazing people in every community in the world, but they have that stigma. You got these organizations, they're against each other, and that's organizations against each other. That's on the slave mentality, the mental plantation that holds communities back. That's one of the biggest problems.
Understood. Understood. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where, there's a lot that's going on. And I definitely understand it. It's very similar to, people who are, hiring an employee. You may hire one employee who, in this case, we were talking about people with felony records, so one without a felony record, but one with a felony record may actually have more skills than that other one, right? And they may be able to bring more to the table. So yeah, they may have a record, but hey, they've done their time. Now they're back in society, they're trying to integrate themselves back in. And so it's kind of the same idea. I definitely understand what you're saying. And I think that uh, sometimes we get stuck in our own bias. And I think being able to step outside of that bias is really important when we're talking about organizations helping each other, because I do agree with you. There are some who, say one thing and do another, right? Hey, we want to help. But then, when those who have the passion and skill to be able to make an impact and are making an impact come and say, "Hey, let's link up. Let's do this together. Let's unite." And it's met with the opposite. It definitely, it stinks, and it does put it though for those who are passionate about it. It starts to kind of wear on you for a little bit, right? Because then you're like, wait. Like I'm working out here. I'm hustling. I'm trying to help the community. I'm trying to help the youth. In your case, also helping fathers in our community, and not having that assistance is definitely hurtful, because you start to look at people differently as well, who say that they're part of the community and not. So, what is it that other organizations could do to really help you, though, enhance your goal, to getting to the things that you want to do?
I feel like the other organizations that are able to get into the schools, that's able to get into the areas that's much needed, like they have to assist smaller organizations. Like I'm not telling them to deal with everybody, but start. It's all about It's collaboration over competition. Like
Mm,
deal with someone, because you don't necessarily have to go speak to these individuals over there. You collaborate with this individual, and they can go sit down with them. It's everything. All has everything to do with a
mm,
conversation. Like
mm,
even with getting a loan, it's not what you know. Sometimes it's who you know, and
mhm.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's who you associated with. And
Mhm.
everybody has different gifts,
Yeah.
and it's time to just collaborate those gifts and start being more community oriented. Because like my biggest thing, I love everybody. There's nobody in the world I hate. Like I want to work with black kids, Asian, Mexican. I want to work with all ethnic groups, all type of parents. I want
Mhm.
to have people on our team that speak different languages, and I
Yeah.
just want to reach out to those organizations and sit down and get the people, everybody, because you have amazing organizations that do amazing things, but the spotlight is not shined on them. A lot of people don't even know about them because they're not up they're not up in the ranks. So, I
Mhm.
just want to help those people and get the help that they needed, and they need organizations to stop stop boxing smaller organizations out, because
Yeah.
those small organizations are putting in the work.
Yeah.
They're in the trenches.
Yeah. Absolutely. Literally in the trenches, like you said, helping the youth and not getting paid for that time, and it's a lot of work. And I can only imagine, for you, you're trying to handle multiple initiatives, with the dads and really getting them. And I think that is so commendable, because it is hard to get men to talk about their mental health. It is hard to get men to understand that they may need help or things like that. But having a strong man in the household affects a lot of things. Just like people say, oh, having a strong mother affects all this. It works both
You're right.
ways. Strong man and a strong mom, and both together. Hey, that then trickles down to the youth, right? So because you're touching both, so now touching both in terms of those topics. So now you got a strong man in the household. He's getting that mental health that he needs. He's getting whatever resources that he needs to help him feel strong in his role,
Yeah.
as whether he's in that household or not, but just in his role in his household. Now that trickles down to the kids. Now the kids see, hey, strong mom, strong dad, everybody's where they need to be. Okay, now we can also start implementing, like you said, you were implementing these financial conversations to young kids. Hey, now as a family, we can now talk about all of this. And that is how, like you mentioned earlier, you build generational wealth. You bring it all together. You have that conversation and you strengthen everyone in that household so that way that whole household can start to change, and take the steps that they need to take to get to where it is they want to be as a home. So I think it's so cool to see the vision of how it all ties together to, like you said, it's all about, I just love generational wealth topics because that's what I do, right? And so, but it's more than just loans, it's more than just buying homes. It's about what you're doing in the trenches. It's about having that development conversation with kids, having the conversation with dads. And I'm sure you probably also talk to moms too, especially when you're talking to them about their kids. So you're really there, really down there helping so many people. And I think it's amazing. What can the community that's watching this do to help you
Well,
really continue
I,
to either get this out there to other organizations or just, get the word out for what you're trying to do?
well, Leah, before I say that, I want to add this. It's like the conversation I have with the kids. Like you asked me one time, like how are you able to bring the kids in?
Hmm.
Like I'm able to just like it don't matter if that kid lives in the government house, and I can go sit on the couch with them and talk to their parents and let that kid know, hey, everybody ain't going to the NBA, everybody ain't going to the NFL, but you can become a doctor, you can become a surgeon. You can. I wish I can really help kids like I wish I had the funds to help them start their own LLCs. Just imagine a kid
Hmm.
in high school. Just imagine a kid in middle school start a business with an LLC. By the time he get ready to graduate high school, that business should be thriving, whatever type of business. And not only that,
Yeah.
it helps them establish credit. It helps them establish and just giving them a business mindset. So it's
Hmm.
like every like I was taught from the great organizer, every organization is ran off funds. You need funds to help. And if you can come down, like you ain't even gotta come and talk to me. You can come down to Peters and Schoon and talk to attorney Alvin Peters and ask him what type of help he needs. Because
Hmm.
that's whatever he agree with, that's the him and Cecile agree with the best. As we should go, you can go sit down. If you don't want to talk to me, sit down with me. Sit down and talk to them and have a conversation as to what type of stuff we need because they'll
Hmm.
be able to elaborate on a whole lot of more things. But if you have a kid out there and you feel like he need a mentor, somebody to talk to, somebody that's been through something, a father don't have that father figure. And all kids need men mentors, and all young ladies need more women mentors.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
you. That's why we never mix it up. We just stick with the young men and
Hmm.
like just help us in whatever way you can, because
Hmm.
like I love helping people because I was always taught help do so much good that when you do something, somebody has something good to say about you, help so many people and eventually the universe help you. So I just love to see these kids not go to prison or go the route that I had to take and not get killed.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even supposed to be here right now talking. I could easily be paralyzed.
Mm.
I could have been dead, but it's just a blessing that God still has me on the mission, and I just want to, even with voting, like our communities don't vote, and
Yeah.
it's something important. And why not teach the younger generation the importance? And even with elections, like if Project 25 is passed, they'll be taking the curriculum out of schools where kids won't even know about what happened to them in the past.
Mm.
So if that happens, that means communities will really have to step up if you want to teach your kids about their history. So these
Yeah.
small organizations they're going to play a big role in their communities about how the kids learn. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest part right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That definitely a lot to unpack there in terms of, what it is that we need. And I love that you shared what Alvin Peters is doing as well. There is a lot, there's a lot going on in the community. And I think that, like I said before, what you're doing is definitely so commendable. And whatever we can do on our end, to help and provide resources, you always can let me know. If you had a slogan kind of tying everything together, in terms of, the youth development, how what you're doing as a community leader, what you're doing with the fathers in the community, what would that be?
My slogan would be like, um, community teamwork is the only way that the dream works.
Mm,
Because no matter what ethnic group you is, it's like you can't start a business and say I'm gonna just sell to I'm gonna just sell to black people. That mean you're gonna lose your business. You have to deal with
mhm,
everybody. So I say my slogan would have to be like, you can't involve you can't fatherhood making fatherhood great again with community collaboration. Making
mm.
fatherhood great again with community collaboration. That's how I would sum that up.
Okay, I like that. I like that. And like I said before, that there's not a lot of that happening. And I think that, that focus is just it gets overlooked. It just gets overlooked so much. And so I'm just so glad that someone who has experience in what you have experienced in being a father yourself, things that you've had to deal with in the past, and being able to really come down to that level of certain individuals and be able to say, hey, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've done that. And I think that's so important. It's hard for somebody who's been rich their whole life to talk to somebody who hasn't, to say, hey, let me help you with, get to wealth. Well, I mean, yeah, you probably can, but you've always had it, right? Versus somebody who has built themselves up from poverty to wealth, right? To be able to come down to somebody, who may be in poverty or may just be struggling, and say, hey, let me show you what I did. I grinded, I hustled. Maybe you can skip a couple of those steps, but let me help you get there. And so I think that that is absolutely amazing. And so I know I keep saying it, but this is just how much I definitely personally have been inspired by you, and just
Yeah.
seeing your journey since I've known you for the past 2 years, and just always bringing positivity, always bringing light, to the community and just to everyone you touch. And I love that you are so consistent. And I think that is a very key skill and a very key trait that not many people have. Consistency is not common in today. You probably already know that, but it's not common. And the fact that you're always consistent in how you present yourself, you're very real and honest in how you present yourself, and transparent. And I personally love that. And I think we need more of that in our community, especially from male mentors, to help our youth and our dads as well.
And I also want to like help push like you have like the job thing for a lot of these fathers. It's hard for them to get a job. Like
Mm,
it's so many organizations that I gave ideas to, even
mm,
about like before I was able to vote. Like a lot of people don't know this. I never told a lot of people this, but I think I owe like 20, like 2,000 and some fines. And when you can't pay your fines,
mm,
like you can't vote. If you have fines, a lot of people don't know this. If you have fines, you can't. It was like
yeah.
that. They had voted it that okay, once you do your time and your probation, you can vote. But the Sanchez came back in and said if you still got fines, you can't vote until you get your fines. So you gotta look at
Mm,
this. Most people, whether it be child support or whatever it be, they can't pay that. They can't make that payment. So it's gonna either pay your rent, make your payment, or vote.
mm,
So most people
mm,
be like, forget that. And most of these fathers, they're in some situations where whether it may be their charges or it's just you have that black eye when you're a returning citizen, when you're a felon, they just give you a black eye on everything. They
mm,
just they block you out. And a lot of these people that's being blocked out, a lot of them have good intentions, but they're not given the opportunities
mm, mm,
that everybody needs an opportunity in life. It don't matter who you is. Anybody can be successful. But what are you doing before you come successful? And it's
yeah.
like me. I put in my mind like I haven't sold. I promised God like I haven't sold what that was in all the way in 16. I haven't sold drugs. I haven't thought about selling drugs
Mhm,
because I was disciplined. I know, hey, I've been there. I
mm,
ain't I ain't going back that way. Like I'm going this way. Most people are afraid of the
mm,
unknown. And I put in my head like I'm not gonna be afraid of the unknown. I'm gonna go over here and if this way, if I fail this way, I know eventually I'm gonna meet the right people. I'm gonna get in the right environment. And some people don't really be in the right environments. Why they don't really thrive? Because
Mm,
they be afraid to leave or they be afraid to grow.
yeah,
But when you surrounded by the right people and you trust the process and you trust God, eventually you get where you need to be. But you have to be disciplined. A lot of those fathers that's
yeah,
disciplined, we want to help them because we tired of seeing the prison 30,
yeah.
40, 50 years. And, we got to, we see what prison look like. Now we got to see what getting these future kids to the White House look like.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And when I say it's so much there, like if people are watching this back, which I hope that they are, there is so much there to unpack in terms of, you know, how deep that really was that you just said. Like that
Right.
was deep. Um, and there is a lot there, and there's a lot that has to be done, and there's a lot that can be done. And I just hope that as a community, we can unite and help each other and get to where we need to be. And I know I'll be doing everything that I can to continue to share your mission, continue to share what you're doing. This was kind of like my first big thing, that I can really do is get you on this platform, talk to
Yeah.
you, have people hear your story, have people hear your mission, because I think that's so important to hear it from your mouth, not what you think it is, or I think this is what he's doing. No, he literally just told you what his mission is. This is what he's wanting to do. This is how he's doing it, and explain to us, how we as a community can help. So if you're watching this, definitely please share. If you know people out in the community who are out there helping organizations that can really help guide this, let's get in touch. Let's talk to each other. Let's contact each other. What's the best way to contact each other?
Well, you can reach out to me, Chandler Strong, on Facebook. That's where a lot of it, a lot of it goes down. And you can come down to 25 East 8th Street at Attorney Alvin Peters in Spoon office, and get up with me and schedule a sit down. Because
Hmm.
if you're looking for me, I definitely be there. And I
Hmm.
look forward to talking to you and whoever. I just want to sit down and talk about what we can do, put our minds together and see what we can do. Teamwork is the only way to dream work.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I definitely agree with that 100%. It takes all of us together to do what we can. I know some of us can do more than others, but it's something, right? Even if it is just, hey, can you just, who do you know? Who can we share? Who can I get in touch with, right? Maybe I can't do something, but maybe I have a friend that knows a friend, right? So that's what it's all about, though. That's how networking works. That's how we get together. That's how we get these things going. And so I'm hoping that this will be a good first start to getting your story out there, getting your mission out there, and helping our community, not just our youth, but also our fathers, especially our fathers, and getting them what they need as well. So, anything that you have that you're thinking about or that you want to share with the community, Shannon?
I do want to say, like, I wish if I had the funding, I would definitely team up with you to do affordable housing project, because I know that'll be interesting. And I'm just like, it's so many things that I haven't done. I'm just
Mm,
trusting God in the process. Like, I never been a homeowner before. I
yeah.
never traveled. I never traveled to where I got a passport, but I haven't traveled. Yeah, it's like so much.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand. It's so much in life that you want to do, but when you just trust the process, like, you don't really focus, but you want to do it. But one of the biggest things, like, I want to do is like, just. I had a kid a couple weeks ago tell me he's 10 years old. He said,
Mm-hmm.
I asked him what he want to be. I never only heard this one other time from one of the other kids in the group. Kid
Mm-hmm.
said he want to be the president of the United States of America, and that's 10 years old. So I was like,
Oh wow.
wow. Like, I know I never probably be president of the United States, but
Yeah.
to be able to help put young men and young women in position to be in office, like, it's just
Mm,
it's phenomenal. It's
absolutely.
phenomenal. He told me, kids. I told the kid, I say, do you know Tyler Perry?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Oprah? They say, no, I don't know Tyler Perry. I don't know Oprah, but if a Chandler Strong make it, that'll inspire me. So I just want to
Yeah.
be. I just want to be. I'm not competing with nobody. I'm just competing with my
Mm-hmm.
older self, trying to do everything that I always wanted to do. And like, I haven't even tapped into my true calling. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
kind of scratching. I'm just kind of scratching the surface, and I want to help be a true servant of God and help as
Yeah.
many people as I can. And that's what it's all about, like, helping people Rather they help you or not. If you don't focus on it, they're gonna help you when you help them because that's how you get disappointed. You just focus on helping people. I just love seeing other people reach their next level. You know, just seeing people,
Absolutely.
you see them go through everything, and then now they because it if someone else's success don't inspire you,
Hmm.
you have a lot of problems with yourself. You
Yeah,
know, and I want to learn,
absolutely.
and I want to learn to the people out there listening. It's like if you sit me at the table, I'm not gonna be envy. I'm gonna just take notes. I'm gonna just take notes with my notepad because a lot of people may have transformative information from you, but they won't
Hmm.
give it to you because they feel like you're gonna bypass them. But I'm not trying to
Yeah,
bypass. I just want to learn. If I can teach you how to make $100,000, I'm gonna teach you how to make $100,000 because I
yeah,
just love to see everybody around me elevate. You know, I'm just
absolutely.
I love to learn. I love learning, being a student of the game. It's
Yeah,
so much I don't know. I just want to learn.
yeah.
You know, it's people on the next level waiting to meet somebody like me, and
Hmm.
I'm waiting to meet them too. You know, I love
Yeah,
people. I love all people. You know, I'm not racist. I don't judge people. I love people for who they are. It don't matter what you is or what you do. You know, I
yeah,
love you.
yeah. Awesome. No, I love that, man. There's not a lot of that today. And so I appreciate you sharing that because, finding people who truly are genuine in who they are is really hard. So I appreciate you sharing that remark there and getting people to understand who you are and what it is that, you enjoy doing. So thank you so much, man. I am so glad that we had
Yeah,
this one-on-one time to also share with the community. But my most important thing was to make sure that this information got out to the community because, like I said, I know you're out there. I know you're posting. I know you have a big following. But if I can do anything to share and get more people to see your mission, that's my goal right now.
yeah.
And so whatever I can do, whatever resources that I can share, I'm gonna do that. So I so appreciate your time today, Chandler. And look, we would definitely be doing this again.
Yes. And I
And
thank
getting
you for
together.
having me too.
Absolutely, absolutely. It is. I know we've been trying to get together for a while, but it's been an absolute pleasure. And if there's anything, like I said, that you need from me, let me know. But in the meantime, I'll definitely be sharing this out to as many platforms as I can because I really think that people need to know what it is that you're doing and how they can help you.
Yes, and I appreciate you. And if you know if anybody need loans, I'm definitely sending them your way.
Appreciate you. Every person, I'll help
Yes,
them.
yes.
Perfect. Awesome, Chandler. Well, look, you have a great rest of your evening. And for those of you following, we'll make sure to put some contact information. I'll make sure to tag him as well in this post. That way, if you want to reach out to him directly, if you've got resources, you've got people you want to connect him with, if you want to hear more about his story, I'm sure he'll be happy to talk to you. And, we'll make sure you have that. So hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day. And thank you so much again, Chandler. We'll
Thank
talk to
you
you
for
soon.
having me, Leah. You have an amazing day
Thank
too.
you.
All
Okay.
right.